Welcome to the second episode of Chapter 18 Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. Krishna has explained in the verses from 20 to 40 the three kinds of knowledge: work, doer, understanding, fortitude, and happiness, from the perspective of gunas, about which he has explained in detail in all the previous chapters. Before we begin the explanation, one must recall that one never remains in one guna forever. Every individual has the gunas in varied proportions. One must introspect and try to increase the proportion of sattvic guna in all spheres of life, and attempt to reduce the proportion of the other two gunas for experiencing a near blissful state of existence. Krishna says that being able to see the inseparable in the separate is what is sattvic knowledge. The knowledge by which one sees the one indestructible reality in all beings, undivided in the divided, is true sattvic knowledge. It is like seeing the picture on a white, but also conscious of the white page on which that picture has been drawn. Sattvic knowledge sees the harmony and balance in everything. True Atman can be realized only if one accumulates sattvic knowledge in perceiving everything in this world. Since childhood, we are always given questions in school to differentiate between various things. Find the differences between the two pictures, identify differences between the theories of two scientists or researchers, etc. This kind of training leads one to acquire what we define as Rajasic knowledge. Knowledge from the point of view of Rajasic guna is like a dimly lit room where one can see but sadly not clearly. Here one sees the differences more than being able to see the oneness. Knowledge through which one sees multiplicity of beings in different creatures by reason of their separateness is Rajasic knowledge. Often, when people meet each other, they begin to ask each other's caste, community, languages spoken, etc. to see how different or how similar they are from them. Compartmentalizing everything in life is a sign of a person with Rajasic knowledge. They see differences in every person and simply ignore the existence of the same God in every creature. Knowledge without any foundation in truth and trivial is called tamasic knowledge. Such knowledge lacks in the spirit of inquiry. A person in tamasic state is deluded in attachment to something which binds them. The knowledge which regards without any reason and understanding a particular path of view as the sole end and sticking to that opinion with arrogance and egoism is tamasic knowledge. This knowledge is the lowest type of spiritual seeker which ignores totally the divine presence. Actions done with detached attachment is sattvic action or work. When one does work because it has to be done for the greater good and does it wholeheartedly without worrying about the fruits of such action, it is called sattvic action. Actions undertaken for the pure love of work or action is sattvic action. Now one derives pure joy in only performing it. Often people who own pets enjoy caring for the pet for the pure joy of being with the pet and loving it. It is a pure relationship, and automatically your pet responds in the most joyful manner. One must observe pet lovers to understand their state of mind when they are playing with their pet. At that moment they are in a sattvic state. Love, reverence, devotion. This is all experienced when someone is in a sattvic state of mind. Rajasic action, it prompts a person not only to expect a desired reward, but also desire recognition for that action. Often, students study only to get desired marks and not for the joy of learning. A country's education system can be called splendid only when every student in that country is motivated to study for the joy of learning and not marks driven. Otherwise, the education system is only grooming students towards Rajasic actions, where reward prompts the action and not learning. The non receipt of reward leads to anxiety and so many negative emotions. When a person feels, oh, I am sacrificing something for an action, that act becomes Rajasic. To feel consciously that we are doing something great, we are sacrificing something vital, I am sorry to say, is a failure of the sacrifice itself. If a social worker does good work for the society, lekin sadly also wants his or her name in page 3 of the newspaper and wants award and recognition for the work, that is Rajasic. Tamasic actions are those that are undertaken without any regard for the consequences thereof, and that bring disaster and sorrow to all, including the performer. They emanate in the individual out of his misconception about his goal of life. They are undertaken by men of tamasic knowledge. Terrorists in any part of the world are surely tamasic when they are indulging in the act of spreading terror. Tamasic people are also those who show that they are very busy, but in reality are not actually engaged in any productive work. Sattvic people never exhibit they are busy because they are very calm and are in a state of mind to begin any activity which is of value to the world. Being able to manage self well, they are able to manage time for everything which needs their attention and which is joyful actions for them. Doer who performs their action in full consciousness with zeal and determination are said to be Sattvic doers. Such people can work tirelessly because they do not allow any negative energy to surround them when they work, because all work they do is for God Himself. Those who work for material gain and are greedy while performing their actions are in a Rajasic state. Passionate, desiring to obtain the fruits of actions, cruel, greedy, impure, easily elated or dejected, such an agent is said to be Rajasic. A doer who has no control over his mental impulses, instincts, who is arrogant, vulgar, and obstinate in his own wrong conclusions, unsteady, despondent, deceitful, indolent, procrastinating, and malicious, can be considered to be a tamasic karta. The intellect capable of discrimination is said to be of Sattvic buddhi and one with Sattvic understanding. Now, Krishna explains, understanding is based on two factors, which are intellect and determination. They propel, impact, control, and direct the quality and quantity of work. Buddhi is the faculty of discrimination that distinguishes between right and wrong. Dhriti is the inner determination to persist in accomplishing the work undertaken, despite hardships and obstacles on the way. The Bhagavad Gita is a great text because it does not prescribe anything specific. It only explains everything, and it believes that every individual who has understood the Gita will be able to discriminate between the right and wrong and make their own decisions as per circumstances. The Rajasic understanding is often too attached to materialistic positions, and people are unable to distinguish between right and wrong. They have a mixed approach. Such people may be able to take perfect decisions in their workplace and may be achieving success, but they may fail in detaching themselves from their children and in making expectations from their children and feel disappointed if their children do not achieve or fulfill what they are expecting out of them. They have likes and dislikes, are clouded with shorter goals without being able to see the bigger picture. Dronacharya is a good example of a person with Rajasic understanding. In the Mahabharata, he was a great teacher, but too blinded in his attachment to his son and the materialistic pleasures that he chose to fight the great war from the side of Kauravas, even though he knew he should not be doing so. The person with the tamasic intellect loses the faculty of judgment and the ability for logical reasoning. An alcoholic or a drug addict assumes that the state they are in after drinking or consuming drugs is a blissful state. But they forget such a state is the cause for their downfall, eventually as they are ruining every organ of their body and making it totally unproductive. In fact, in tamasic state, a person has no understanding but is only in constant misunderstanding. The three kinds of fortitude, dhriti, is very important for us to understand well and practice in life for self-satisfaction. Fortitude is consistency of purpose and self-application with which every individual pursues his field of endeavor chosen for him by his buddhi to achieve a set goal without allowing himself to be distracted by the obstacles on the way. Its power is proportional to the detachment from regrets over the past and anxieties for the future. Every person who is listening to me right now, you should learn and you should also be able to teach someone to practice dhriti. Strengthening of the mind can only help every person sail through any situation with ease. The strengthening of mind can only be done with disciplined practice of meditation or introspective or reflective time. Through the practice of yoga, the mind becomes disciplined and develops the capacity to rule over the senses and the body. The steadfast willpower that develops when one learns to subdue the senses, discipline the life airs, and control the mind is sattvic dhriti. Determination, when is attached to some fruits mainly materialistic, is called rajasic dhriti. Determination is seen in the unintelligent and ignorant person too. But it is the obstinacy that arises from fear, despair, and pride. For example, some people are victims of a fear complex. It's very interesting to see how they hold on to that fear with great tenacity as if it is a part of their personality. And now there are others who make their life a living hell because some past disappointment they have and they refuse to let go of it, despite observing its ruining impact upon them. Some insist upon quarreling with those who hurt their ego to its imagined conception of themselves. Krishna says very clearly, determination based upon such stubborn clinging to unproductive thoughts is in the mode of ignorance and is tamasic dhriti. Krishna talks about happiness, an emotion or feeling that can only be felt and is very subjective to a person, but a very important state of mind to experience self-satisfaction. Every person wants to be happy, but how each person derives the happiness varies according to the gunas of each person. The joy arising out of the inner control and consequent self-perfection looks painful in the beginning, is enduring in the long run. It is a result of inner discipline and contemplation. This brings tranquility in the intellect, and from this tranquility of the intellect emerges sattvic happiness. This happiness that arises from consistent effort lasts long and yields greater sense of fulfillment, which is the result of an individual's balanced and self-disciplined life of high ideals and divine values of life. A sports person has to put in hours of practice, and to do so, he has to do it in all kinds of weather conditions. Now, if that person wins a medal for the love of sports and the country's pride, this hard work may seem painful, will culminate into sheer joy when the medal is won at the end of the game. The purpose matters in how happiness is experienced. Rajasic happiness is experienced as a thrill that arises from the contact between the senses and their objects. But the joy is short-lived as the contact itself and leaves behind greed, anxiety, guilt, and a thickening of the material illusion. For example, a person who enters a gambling den, he finds it very thrilling in the beginning. He starts to win money. He becomes greedy. He plays the game till he starts losing. On losing too, he does not realize he has to walk out, but he continues to play till he becomes a poor person and reaches a state of complete anxiety and helplessness. Any form of indulgence is rajasic and can be harmful in the long run. And that happiness, which is blind to self-realization, which is delusion from beginning to end, and which arises from sleep, laziness, and illusion, is said to be the nature of ignorance. Now here, sleep ka matlab, it doesn't refer to the psychological resting of the body, which is necessary, but it refers to actually the inability of a person to set a goal for himself or herself and live in a state of ignorance about self. Any person who is lazy and inactive lives in a world of illusion is in the tamasic state of happiness. Such a state cannot be called happiness at all. One must be conscious of the state from which they are operating and try to increase the proportion of sattvic in every important aspect of life and move towards a fulfilled life, closer to the divine. Thank you so much for listening to us. Next week, we return with the final concluding chapter on Gems from the Gita.